Hi, my name is Rachel, and I am I'd like to talk about divine timing. It's a message that I've been receiving, and so I'd like to talk about that. But I'd also like to pull a card from this deck, which is the Oracle of the Unicorns. And I have recently, just this month, uh, been in communication with unicorn energy, and it's a friend of mine described it as blissful, which that is a very good word for it. Um, they're a lot more blunt than you might expect, or at least that I expected. But that makes it kind of interesting and fun. It made me actually appreciate them even more because it doesn't fit with some kind of stereotype from Hollywood. So this deck, I've had this deck for a while, but I've just recently started using it, and so the divine timing. So it is by, who is it by? Cordelia Francesca Brabbs. Brabbs. And it's been illustrated by all different artists. So there's several different artists that worked on this. So I'm going to pull a card. I'm going to ask for the unicorn's help with divine timing and a message to help us with that. See what comes up. Or maybe they'll have another message for us. Just one card, please. Okay. Oh. Wow. Okay. Imagination. Let's see. Can I get it right in here? No, I can't. So let's do this. You can sort of see it there. Sorry, it's nighttime here, so. Gorgeous unicorn. How can you go wrong, right? So the card is imagination. Envision a new reality. Give yourself permission to dream. Believe in unlimited possibilities. I like that. Believe in unlimited possibilities. Okay. Let's read. I'm going to read from the book because, like I said, I don't really know these cards that well. I have been in communication with unicorn energy, but of course, it's different than than these book, and hopefully this will help me understand more where they're coming from. Okay, so imagination. Envision a new reality. Give yourself permission to dream. Believe in unlimited possibilities. Your imagination was once wild, free, and magical. Deep in your heart, you believed that anything was possible. Then you grew older and were told to live in the real world. That's really a bummer, isn't it? The real world. You were told to take sensible action, to be responsible, and to learn facts and figures instead of dwelling in daydreams. You were led to believe that hard work was the only way to get results. This thinking cut you off from your magic and blocked you from using one of your most powerful manifesting tools. Isn't that interesting? Because it's our ability to visualize that enables us to create what we think, what we visualize. There's a wonderful book by Shakti Gawain called Creative Visualization. I highly recommend that book if you've not read it. It's an older book. I read it, probably 20, 30 years ago. But it still stands, the information, because I go back to it and refer to it on occasion here and there. Okay. Now the winged horses call on you to soar back into the realms of your imagination and to use daydreaming as a powerful way to create your reality. Return to your childlike mind that was full of wonder and to your belief in magic and miracles. Now this is really interesting because I wasn't really going to talk this much in detail about it because I am going to do a blog post on it, but I have my notes here, and let's see, it was last week, and the message came through very clearly to me. You must see the magic that surrounds you. Magic is anything that makes you believe in goodness again. That's what the unicorn, that's one of the things that they've told me. So let's see. So it's interesting because that's very similar to what the message is here. That childlike, going back to childhood. Let's see here. You must see the magic that surrounds you. Magic is anything that makes you believe in goodness again. And the first, this was the second message, sorry. Second message. You all need to play more. Be like children. They don't care what they have or don't have. They'll think of something fun. And I'm sure you've noticed that if you've ever witnessed the magic of children playing together, and making up stories and making up adventures, and they just go into it just so easy. So that's what I thought about when I got this message. I was thinking about that, and that was the image that they were giving me. Okay. Let's see, get back to this. Instead of being limited by reason, allow yourself to fly high into the possibility and believe you can be, do, and have anything. If you see it happening in your mind, it can become real in the physical world. Spend time each day to powerfully dream of what you want. Let your imagination activate feelings of joy, delight, gratitude. Gratitude, I know that's very, very important. Amazement and surprise, as if your wildest dreams have already come true. Let those feelings flood your body and stream them back into the universe. Give thanks in advance and surrender the how to the divine. This card also encourages you to go even higher with your dreams and to trust they are closer than you think. Have patience and don't give up right before your vision manifests. Okay, there's a lot of really good information there. A lot of good, and you may know all this, this is stuff I know, but it's put in another form, and it's always good to have reminders because there's so much that goes on in life, and we can get so overwhelmed with just doing work and just surviving, keeping roofs over our heads, keeping food on the table, all that our basic needs. Sometimes we really have to struggle in order to meet those. That's not the way it's meant to be. That's not the way it needs to be. It is the way that it often is. Excuse me. So I really can appreciate everything that they're saying here, everything that Cordelia Francesca Brabbs is saying here. And this is information that she's channeled. Let's see here. What was it that it said? Let those feelings flood your body and stream them back to the universe. Give thanks in advance and surrender the how to the divine. I am definitely working on something big to manifest, what I would consider big. I know the angels say there's nothing big. There is no size here. It feels like a big wish to me, but in the grand scheme of the universe, it's not. So that may be something you can relate to. There may be something here. Oh yeah, I can create this. I can create a new car, but I can't create a new house. I'm just picking that as example. But we do that all the time. We play these weird little games in our heads of, yeah, for some reason, that's okay, that's possible, but this isn't possible. And the truth is, anything is possible. To the angels, to ascended masters, to beings of light, the galactics, anything is possible. There is no, you can't have that. And if you can imagine it, if you can dream it, you're already halfway there, which is hard to believe at times, but it's true. And this ties in with what I wanted to talk about, divine timing. Where are my notes on that? We put in our order, for manifestation. We request something from the universe. We say, oh, I really, really want this new job. And so we put that out there, and we are grateful because we know we've already received it. We know that the universe loves us, and it wants us to have everything that we've asked for. And it will do it in the best, highest way possible for your growth and your higher goals in life. The universe knows how to do that. I believe that. Now, the hard part is letting it go and putting it in the universe's hands at that point, because we're often taught we have to work hard to get something. We have to struggle. We have to make a lot of effort. And really, a lot of times, all we need to do is make the request and then let it go. Don't try to control it. Don't try to figure out how's this going to happen? How's the universe? Oh, I know I'm going to get the new job because I know somebody that works there, and they're going to put in a good word and get me this job. It may not work that way. You may meet this person in an elevator and start talking to him, saying that, and you strike up a conversation, and I'm looking for a job. Oh my God, that's the place I'm looking for. I'm looking for an employee. You never know how the universe is going to work this out for you. And that can be difficult to try to wait, to be patient and just receive. That can be very, very difficult to do. And say you do all of that. You work really hard to detach from it. You work really hard to be grateful. You visualize it so clearly, the details. You know exactly what this new job is going to be. You know what it's going to feel like. You know what clothes you're going to wear. You're enjoying the whole picture, and it feels so good, and you're so grateful, and it still doesn't happen. Okay. Now, there's several things. Obviously, we can't just sit in our apartments, our homes, and wait for that job to come to us. You have to take certain actions. So you take those actions. You show the universe you're serious. You put in an application. You call and make sure they got that application. Whatever steps you need to take. You have the interview. You send them a thank you card. You keep putting those positive vibes out there, but it still doesn't happen. How come it's not happening? Did I do something wrong? Am I not grateful enough? Did I not visualize it well enough? And you can beat yourself up about it if you like. I certainly take advantage of that opportunity more than I should. But so you can do that. But there's also this thing, and it's something that my guides have been telling me, that sometimes it has to do with divine timing. And what that means to me, what my understanding of it is that there may be a piece to the puzzle that hasn't been worked out yet. Time is not a linear thing. Time is a human construct, actually. It's something that we have created in order to make things more efficient. Basically, it's a way of controlling human beings. It's another way that we are controlled. time, because there really is no such thing as time. Yes, there's day and night, but there's no 2 o'clock. The world doesn't care about that. So if there's no such thing as timing, if there's no such thing as time, rather, if there's no such thing as time, well, how can there be timing? Well, because there is an order to things, and certain things need to happen in order for other things to happen. Hopefully you've noticed that in your own life. An example, I really, I needed a place to live. I had broke up with somebody. This was quite a few years ago. I broke up with somebody, and I was looking desperately to find a place to move to. Put in applications everywhere. This fell through. That didn't work out. I didn't make quite enough money for this place. Whatever. There was all these things that were going wrong. I was just having doors slammed in my face, and it was disheartening, and it was worrisome. And I just had to let it go and say, okay, help me out here. We need a place to live. My son was with me at the time. He was younger. Anyway, we need a place to live. And what turns out, I ended up having to move in with a friend because I still couldn't find a place. Ended up moving in with a friend. And it felt very hard at the time, because not only I had broke up with this person, but now I'm living in a completely different area. Well, long story short, too late. I ended up really loving the new area that I lived in. I ended up finding a better job, and I ended up moving out there and found the first place that I applied to. And so what that told me is that is where I was meant to live. I wasn't meant to live where I was looking, where I kept getting doors slammed in my face. I wasn't meant to live there. I was meant, my spirit, my higher self, whatever you want to call that, was urging me forward. And so instead of freaking out, which I did freak out a little bit, but for the most part, I just tried to let it go and just trust that this is going to work out. I'm not going to be on the street. And, excuse me. And it did. It turned out fine. So there was an element of divine timing there. And also the fact that I needed to let go of this picture that I was going to live in this area that I had already lived in. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that story makes sense. So sometimes it still doesn't arrive. You're not necessarily doing anything wrong. And if you know that you've taken all these steps, and you know you've let it go, and you know you're grateful, and that you have all this, you're really visualizing it, and you're clear in your vision, and you're not waffling, then it is possible that it is a divine timing issue rather than anything that you are doing wrong. And I don't know about you, but that helps me. It helps me to know that it's not all just up to me. And, excuse me, let's see here. Yeah, okay, so this was a message I was getting. Maybe it's not quite the right time yet. Sometimes entire timelines must collapse for something to occur. We are imagining right now, a new world. We're all trying to visualize this new world, and that this new world is filled with compassion, plenty for all, a sharing, a love, and a cooperation within humanity and within our relationship to the earth itself. So we're working on visualizing that, creating that world, trying to bring ourselves up to a higher place, looking at life from that higher perspective. We're doing all that work, but there's also a lot of stuff that's being done behind the scenes that we don't see, that we don't know. And that's where the trust part comes in, which is so not easy. Okay, so we're imagining this new world, a world of compassion, a world of equality, a world of love for the Mother Earth and the animals and each other. Okay, so we're working on that. But all that takes time. That takes time. There's other things that need to be done behind the scenes to make all of this possible. And for that grand vision, for when I'm talking about that, that's something that we are working in cooperation with others. Now, for issues, for things that you want to manifest in your life, for your personal experience, like a new job, like a new home, we're looking to make a move out of the country. We're looking to move to Europe, and it feels like it's a big deal, and it is a big deal. But I believe at this point that the reason why we haven't got that move, why we haven't made the move yet, is because of divine timing. That there's other things that need to be worked out behind the scenes. They're happening, and I have to trust. And hopefully I'll have good news to report soon. But anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about, divine timing. That's actually what the angels and my guides wanted to talk about. And I agreed, so I turned on my video and did this hopefully not too long video. Anyway, I will say good night and namaste. Hope you have a wonderful week. I hope that this message from this unicorn imagination, I hope you can see that, and I hope that message resonates and that it helps you. Have a good evening. Thank you.